Freedom of speech is a tricky one, especially when it comes to university campuses. It's against the law for a university to deplatform someone for their legally held views. But what if students say they feel unsafe on their own campus?
Hi, welcome to Exeter Students for Life. Yeah, as you can see, we're human. We care about human beings, especially those in the womb.
At the University of Exeter, students have been calling for the disaffiliation of a pro-life society. This year, it was revealed by the movement Everyone's Invited that Exeter had more reports of sexual harassment and assault than any other university in the country. In response, the university said that student well-being is its primary concern and it's committed to tackling misogyny and violence against women.
Do you see men having to pause their studies to fight for their rights? Do you see men having to pause their study to fight for bodily autonomy?
But some believe the university's affiliation with the pro-life group takes a step back on these claims, as to allow this society to continue would be to perpetuate a culture where women are shamed for their choices and could lead to the potential for violence, discrimination and misogyny on campus. On the other hand, the society says they are defending the rights of preborn children, and it's perfectly legal to be a pro-life supporter, so why can't the society have the same rights as every other student group? I guess the question is, where do you draw the line? Almost all countries in the world are signed up to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and under Article 19 it states, everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. But under UK law there are limitations to the extent to which we are free to express our views. Since the killing of Sarah Everard and Spina Nessa, debate has re-emerged on whether misogyny, prejudice against women, should be made a hate crime. Yet Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said that he does not support calls to make misogyny a hate crime, saying there is abundant existing legislation to tackle violence against women. So let's talk about this pro-life society at Exeter. Students for Life is affiliated with the Student Guild, aka the Student Union, but this pro-life society isn't alone. In fact, nearly 3/4 of Russell Group universities have pro-life societies. Students for Life state that they advocate against abortion, promoting the dignity of human life and striving for its protection. We will equip our members with the tools to confidently share the pro-life message in a sensitive and respectful way. While it was founded in 2019, the Society's recent social media campaign is what brought it to wider attention. The Society Instagram account contains quotes, including that from the Society President: "Those who have had abortions, who have participated in the procurement of one, who have been silent, have sinned and need to repent." And as the Vice President said, "I do not believe that any woman really wants to have an abortion." The Society often uses the hashtags pro-life, pro-woman, love them both. However, many feel the rhetoric used by the society is damaging to women and people with uteruses. And in response, a petition with nearly 10,000 signatures and several open letters have been published, and a peaceful protest also took place.
I'm Alice. My pronouns are she, her. We created the Sit Down, Shut Up movement after the death of Sarah Everard and also the death of Lorraine Cox in Exeter. Basically, there was a lot of stories of sexual assault and rape on campus. A lot of people we knew, and we decided that we'd had enough, so we were like, if we don't do something about it, no one will.
Of young women between the ages 18 and 24, 97% of them have been harassed. 97%!
In March this year, Exeter students Alice, Yasmin and Jamie organised a peaceful protest to raise awareness for the high rates of sexual assault at the university. Since hearing about the pro-life group, they planned the demonstration to protest the Student Guild's affiliation with the society.
There's other pro-life societies at other universities, so why can't Exeter have a pro-life society?
Everyone has a right to their own freedom of speech. I believe everyone has a right to their own opinion, right? But then when it comes into like a society, that's when you have a platform. It becomes a place where you actually start, persuading people your opinion, influencing other people's opinions and stuff, which is like fine. But when it comes to human rights and women's rights, again, I have to reiterate that, a woman's right to have an abortion, then that becomes really harmful.
Both the Guild and university have released statements defending their affiliation with the society. The university said that we know many of you are disappointed with our position regarding free speech, but we are appealing to you to understand that disaffiliation of a society based on their views is unlawful. In the United Kingdom, the belief that someone should not have nor have access to an abortion is a view that falls within the law. Thus, deplatforming someone for holding that view would be breaking the law. But beyond the legality of the issue, banning one society could then create a slippery slope where other societies' affiliations are put into question. The Student Guild also said, "We support freedom of speech. We want to foster an environment where our members can participate fully, discuss controversial and/or unpopular opinions within the law, all without fear of intolerance or discrimination." The Guild added, "We do, however, have a set of values and code of conduct that we expect all student groups to follow." According to said code of conduct, it outlines that a breach would include harassment or discrimination on the grounds of sex, religion or belief, etc. But some think that the beliefs of the Pro-Life Society is prejudicial against women and people with uteruses. An open letter by the Exeter Society of Law wrote, "Although they do not denounce Students for Life ability to exist as a legal entity, the society exists as a single-issue society, which utilises immensely problematic, misogynistic language, which demonstrates an unwillingness for open conversation." And some believe that the Guild's affiliation with this society contradicts the university's claims earlier in the year that it wants to tackle misogyny.
We already had a campus where, obviously, sexual violence has already been an issue at Exeter. And it just seems to be one thing after the other, and then we think we get to a point where it seems to be like it's being resolved, and now the uni are allowing for this kind of misogyny to come back out again. And I'm not sure how they expect women to feel safe when this is what they're advocating for themselves by allowing the society.
But on the other hand, if your religious beliefs fall within the law, then why can't you be allowed to express them? The Pro-Life Society has said that they've received death threats since the launch of the online petition. As the president said, "As a society, we speak up for and take a stand for the rights of preborn children, 200,000 of which lose their lives to abortion every year in this country." The UK has traditionally been a bastion of free speech, but in recent years that has been eroded, and the trend has been reflected in over 100 of our universities. Pro-life groups in particular have been targeted and faced attempted censorship for valid beliefs held by many across the world. Our student group should enjoy the same rights as every other student group on campus, free of discrimination or harassment. Researching for this video has really opened my eyes to how freedom of speech is just way easier said than done. While almost all countries in the world have theoretically said we support it, we clearly have all set up, or are still trying to work out, the boundaries in which we think freedom of speech should be allowed. And I guess the debate around Exeter's Pro-Life Society does fall down to the law. It's perfectly legal to advocate for pro-life causes in the UK, and it would be illegal for the University of Exeter to close down the society. But just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right.